Well said. I think one of the points that you talked about was there might be two theories of thought. Is one is to iterate and make sure that the user uses the platform. And there's two ways to get that. There's two levers. There's one to make it hard to get the data out. And there's the other process of, okay, we'll make it really easy. You could choose however you want, which makes people, it's like the whole concept of Obsidian, like why Obsidian is so cool. Like if you wanted to get rid of Obsidian and you wanted to go somewhere else, you can export all of your docs and then drop them somewhere else. Like they're just markdown
Mhm.
files. You can put them anywhere. And so people are really open to using Obsidian and putting all their stuff in there and their workflows and getting super complex because they can just, they have full flexibility of it doesn't matter. They can use YAML, they can use whatever file format they want. And it's not a big decision. And they like the company and like the thought process and the brand, but also, things change over time. And it's people like that flexibility to where it's not okay, well, if I do this, I'm probably never going to take my stuff out because I've got to export it individually, like one by one, and I'm not going to do that for thousands of notes. So like this is my
Mhm.
life's work or whatever I'm working on, and it's stuck, which freaks me out when I have those type of situations, which is more common than when it's more common than not. And when I have to make those decisions, I'm like, I'd rather just not use them if I have
Mhm.
the choice.
Interesting. Hmm. Yeah, makes sense.
But that makes me want to use the product more because then I'm like, okay, like now I can go all in. And if something happens, I don't know, Obsidian goes away, which probably not happening, but I'm just using Obsidian as an example. Then it's fine. I could just drag, drop, put it elsewhere. Or if I need some kind of capability that's not going to be around, there's extensions that people build that are open source. So like there's this whole thing, that ecosystem that allows you to utilize the product and then iterate on it either by a user or individual contributor, which I like.
It's definitely very different than building a pure SaaS company. In some ways harder. You have to work on many different computers and configurations and everything. Um, but um, but it does actually feel nice that like if something goes wrong with our servers, the app can still continue to work. People can point it to their local LLMs. They can use it offline. Uh, whatever it might be, or if they need to, they can get the data out of the local file system and extract it and put it somewhere else.
Do you have plans? I mean, it might be a loaded question, but do you have plans to offer some kind of like cloud storage for your customers if they want it, like as like a free
So
integration?
uh,
Not free, but like an
yes,
integration that
yeah,
you could
yeah.
pay for instead of storing it
Um,
locally.
yeah, so actually we have this. What we do is we do end-to-end encrypted syncing. So if you have two computers, um, your data on one can go to the other. We're actually rebuilding this because the UI is difficult. People, I'm not going to name names because it has happened to a lot of people, but people will come to us and they'll say, "I love that it's super local, that you guys don't have any access." And then a week later, I threw away the old computer. Can I get all my meetings back? And we said, it was local. We didn't have access to it. And so we did build this syncing system, but people have to remember to take their private key and take it to the next computer. We are in the middle of a big rebuild on this to make it much more robust, so it supports more data types and also a bit easier to use, so it's easier to recover for individual users, and add additional devices, as well as share within teams. People do want to collaborate on stuff, but they just want control over how they collaborate on it. And so for the companies, for the enterprises, are planning also to offer fully self-hosted versions of this. So even with the encrypted data, like if you want to keep it yourself.
Like it's airtight versus
Yeah,
like airtight,
yeah.
like in the cloud
Hmm.
somewhere where you don't have access, you don't know what's in there. You're
Hmm.
just handing the keys to the user and the user authenticates.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, really cool. I like the aspect of being able to say, hey, some stuff I don't care if it's in the cloud, some stuff I don't want in the cloud. Whereas I can make the choice, like, but then there's some positions in some companies that you're working at, or say your easy one would be like intelligence or defense. Like,
Hmm.
absolutely, that stuff cannot be in the cloud. That's local. But
And
having the flexibility is cool.
yeah, and some of the companies need to absolutely know which AI models are interpreting their data, because they've got particular regulatory requirements on their industry. And so being able to give them control over which LLM they use, where the transcription happens, even to the point of running everything totally locally, lets them feel confident that they have control over it. That word is actually in some ways more important than local. It's just control. Like you get to decide.